She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
Alright, if you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
My days off, okay? What was I up to? All right, and how did things go? So the reason that I had 2 days off the last couple of days was because I had an exercise machine that was arriving. I needed to not only be here to receive it, get it in the house, but I also needed to get it upstairs to where I was going to build it and set it up for use. That was going to take a tremendous amount of time and effort. There was no way I was going to be able to do that on a day when I was streaming, okay? But in addition to that, I had my usual stuff that I needed to do, my errands and stuff. And so I took an extra day off this week in order to have the time to do it. So how did it all go, okay? Well, the machine arrived at 8 a.m. I was told that I had a window between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. that it was going to arrive. And I was like, oh, it's a 4-hour window. So I got up early. I literally just had gotten out of the shower and I received a text message saying that they were going to be there in like 10 minutes. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, well, I guess let's get it over with then, right? Let's get it here early. So it actually showed up really early. And I was like, oh, okay. And the guy basically rolled it up and it was multiple boxes. It was 3 boxes. Okay, first there was this really giant long box that basically had all the steel and the components to build the frame. And then there was 2 other boxes that were small, but they were insanely heavy because they contained all of the stack weights that were for the gym, the weight set. So he basically rolls this up and it's on this big pallet wrapped in plastic. So he starts breaking it down in front of my house. I'm like, all right, cool, let's get it in. And we each grabbed a box of the weights, which were super heavy. Each box was like 75 pounds each. We just got them in the front hallway because damn, they were heavy. And then the other box was probably around 200 pounds, I think. But we were able to get it in together. We each grabbed an end and got it into the hallway. And so he's like, oh, so can you get, you can throw out all this trash, right? Because all the plastic and everything was in front of the house. I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll throw that out. No big deal. And so he drove away. And I'm like, all right, so now I got to figure out how am I going to get all this stuff upstairs? Because it's actually, the exercise machine is in my bedroom in the storage nook that I used to call it, the nook. It was basically, it could be used as an exercise room. It could be used as an office. So we're going to turn it into an exercise room. Okay. So I'm like, all right, so how are we going to get it up there? And I'm trying to figure out, I think the best way to do it is to break down the boxes themselves and just individually take the things upstairs. There's no way I'm going to get 75-pound boxes upstairs. There's no way that I'm going to get this 200-pound box upstairs. I just got to break all the components, individually. So I'm about to start breaking the boxes open and do that. And I look out front. I said, what the hell is that in front of my house? Okay. There is a giant wooden pallet just sitting in front of my front steps. And I'm staring at it like, was that not part of the shipping that the guy brought it in? Like, why did he leave it? It's huge, by the way. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I called the shipping company. I said, your guy left this giant wooden pallet in front of my house. Like, what am I supposed to do with it? It's not mine. And so they called around and they called me back and were like, actually, so weird thing. I guess the company that you bought the weight machine from, the way that they store their weight machines is they just have a wooden pallet and they like wrap the machine boxes to it. And technically when they deliver it to your house, you now own that wooden pallet. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think I was going to own a wooden pallet. Luckily for me, it was way lighter than it looked. I thought it was going to be heavy as shit. It actually was pretty light. So I put on my work gloves. I have gloves that I wear when I do heavy work so I don't hurt my hands. And I picked it up so I didn't get splinters. And I brought it, I basically leaned it against the wall of my garage. Like, well, I guess I have a pallet. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do with this. I have no use for this whatsoever. Maybe someday I'll have a use for a pallet or whatever. All right. So I was going to basically figure this out. Like, how am I going to get all this shit upstairs? So I at first said, you know what? I'm going to do my best to try to get this 75+ pound box upstairs. And so I tried to lift it because it has those plastic straps on it. And I did get it up one step, and immediately the plastic started to break. And I'm like, that's not going to do it. So we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. And so I basically lifted the box stair by stair, boom, 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 boom. Oh my God, it was an ordeal. Because listen, am I lifting and working out? Yes, I am. Am I lifting and working out, 75-pound narrow boxes and walking up entire flights of stairs? No. Now, hopefully, eventually, I will be able to do it easily, because that's the whole point of me getting the weight machine, is to buff up and increase my strength and be able to do this, right? So, yeah. So I did get it up the stairs, and by the time that I got it up the stairs, I was like, oh my God, that hurt. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now I was like, I'm not doing the second box right now. There's no way I'm doing that. So my wife and I broke up the big box that had all the parts of the machine in it, and we just basically together were walking up all the parts, because there's a ton of parts. This thing is like 1 million pieces. And it's all steel. I bought a good one. I didn't buy some piece of junk. I bought a full steel cage weight machine, very high rated, can do a ton of exercises, up to 200 pounds of weight. Says I thought it was only 150 pounds, but I'm not factoring in my head, the exercises also move the cage. So as you're moving, you're also moving the metal along with the weight plates. So actually, this one can do up to 200 pounds of bench press. And depending on the exercise you're doing, it's various. I think that the least amount is 150, but you can go up to 200 depending on the exercise. I was like, well, that's good. So we got all the pieces up. And I also, being smart, I was like, I don't want this to just sit on my floor. So I bought the best level weight mat you could basically get. So what it is this thick reinforced foam. And then on top, it's got a rubber coating. And it comes in these squares, and you build a mat out of it. And so that's what you put the weight machine on, rather than just putting it direct on your floor and now having it damage your floor and everything. And this also insulates from noise and things like that. So built that first, then I started taking the pieces slowly, into the new workout room and building this thing. So I thought, oh, this is good. I got one of the boxes of weights up the stair. I'm not going to need those weights till the end. I needed those weight plates on like step 4 out of like 22. So I had to go get the weight plates and lug them up the stairs again. Like, oh my God. So I got the weight plates up, and then I finally started building this thing, and it needed, it came with the Allen wrench. It didn't come with the other wrenches you needed, because you needed 2 adjustable wrenches to build this thing, because it has heavy nuts, and you need to basically have times when there's a bolt and you have to like tighten a nut on both sides. So you need 2 adjustable wrenches to do it. Luckily, I did have multiple wrenches to do this. Because previously it didn't explain what tools you actually needed to build this thing. The good news is I have everything. Like I have every kind of screwdriver, wrench, whatever you need. So I knew that I was going to be good. So it took about, I would say, 4.5 hours. Okay, 4.5 hours to build this thing. It was a lot of work. And to be honest, I needed my wife's help. If she wasn't there to help me, there was a couple steps that would have been absolutely impossible. For example, they have you build the bottom base first. Duh, why wouldn't you? But then they want you to put big, tall, standing cylinders on it. So how am I going to do that? Because to do that, I have to have a bolt that goes from underneath through these holes into the bottom. But how do I do that by myself? I need someone to angle this thing and hold it in place. So one person can't even build this thing. You need 2 people to do it. So thank goodness she was there to help me. But not the whole time. Like basically, I needed her for like an hour and a half. The beginning steps were the most annoying. Once I got past those and the base was built, it was easier to do. It was a lot of tightening of bolts and stuff like that. But by far, the most complicated part was the pulley system. Because the way that these weight systems work is that you have reinforced steel cables, and they attach to various different things that you push and pull. That's your weight resistance. And they attach to the weight plates in the back. But they are on this crazy elaborate pulley system. I think it was like 17 wheels or something like that I had to build all over this thing. And they were a major pain in the butt, because it's funny. There's like 22, 23 steps to build this thing. And it's like, oh, so the first like 17 steps are all building the cage, and the final like 5 steps are the wheels. So you'd think, oh, so once you're at like step 17, 18, you're in the home stretch. Oh, no. You have to install 18 wheels now. And when you're installing 18 wheels, that's the most time-taking thing, because you have to keep putting in all the bolts and tightening the nuts and making sure that it's aligned properly. Because one time I accidentally put the cable on the wrong side of the wheel, and then I had to undo it and redo it. But after about 4.5 hours, okay, I got it done. So the weight machine now is fully built, is functional and ready to go. Now, here's why this weight machine is cool, okay? It's got so many things you can do, all right? Like I said, when you're sitting down, you've got your press, you've got your butterflies, you actually have your pull down, so this builds your shoulder muscles up, okay? But then you've got leg stuff. There's multiple leg exercises like leg lifts. You can do leg pulls from the front of the machine. And then there's other exercises that you do from different positions standing. So when you're standing in front, you do a pull down, and that works out your triceps. You can do curls, either do standing curls, or you can sit down and do curls the opposite direction. Either way, they work. I think I'm going to do sitting curls because I think it's a little bit safer and a little bit more comfortable, honestly. And what I'm really looking forward to is the crunches. It has a weighted crunches attachment where you have these handles that you just put them on your shoulders, and then you just do crunches, sit-ups in the chair with weight. And that's what I was doing so many sit-ups on my old weight bench, okay? I broke it. So the weight bench was creaking endlessly. It didn't matter how much I tightened it. The thing was being destroyed. I was actually wearing the actual casing of the weight bench off because I was doing so many sit-ups. The thing was wearing out, and I'd only owned this since August of last year, and the thing was basically freaking destroyed, okay? So now I don't have to do sit-ups anymore. Instead, I just do the crunches with the weight, and it's going to be so much better because I get less repetitions, but way more effectiveness with the weight, you know? I'll actually be able, right now I have a great, like, rock hard stomach, but I don't have definition. Now I'll be able to get definition, which will be really cool. Okay? So it's exciting. Now here's the thing though. Obviously it took me all day to build this thing. Okay? So, you know, because again, I had to get the boxes in the house or whatever, and then I had to build it. So I wasn't done till like dinner time. Then we had dinner, and after dinner, I'm like, oh, we're not doing anything with that now. So I was fully intending that yesterday I was going to actually use my weight machine for the very first time. And I was sore as hell because I had lifted those boxes up the stairs. I think that's what it was. I don't actually think it was building the machine that did it, but I think it was just getting the heavy-ass boxes up the stairs. My legs were killing me. I woke up, I was like, oh, my legs, I could barely move. So I said, you know what? I had worked out on Thursday night, okay? I had basically had an insane full body workout building this thing on Friday. I said, I think I'm going to take Saturday off and not work out on this thing. I'm going to actually use it for the first time today. So actually later today, for the first time ever, I'm going to use my workout machine. Now, I've basically broken it down into 2 different routines that I'm going to try to alternate between for this week and see how it goes. The thing is, most of these exercises I wasn't doing, or I was doing them with free weights, so I have no idea what weight to use for any of these. So, for example, tonight I'm going to do bench press, the downward seated row, crunches, and the standing downward row. So that's going to work out my chest, my shoulders, my stomach / abs, and my triceps, okay? And I'm going to try to do all 4 of those, 3 to 4 sets each. I don't even know what weight to use. I just kind of have to experiment. Okay? Then tomorrow, I'm going to try to do butterflies, which is when you go like this with the machine, and this also works out your chest, just different muscles. The seated curls, which is your biceps. The straight standing pull. So this is interesting. The same thing that you use to do crunches, you could stand in front of the machine and attach a handle, and you pull like this, and that works out your back as well. It's a different way to work out your back that I've never done before. And leg lifts, where you just sit and you lift your legs up with the weight resistance, and that builds up your thigh muscles. So I'm going to be doing this week every other day, and then probably at the end of the week, I'll have a day off. But the thing is, I have no clue how I'm going to do. Will I be able to do 3 sets, 4 sets? Or am I going to be tired after the 3rd set? How much weight will I be able to do? How easy will it be to switch the weight? Because it's just a pin. All you do is you rotate the pin. You can change the weights out. I'll have to experiment. But, man, it was crazy. It was a crazy amount of work, all right, to these idiots. It's your quad. It's not your thigh muscle. Shut the fuck up. It's the muscle attached to your thigh, you idiot. I don't care what it's actually called. No one does. What I care about is if it works and if I make it bigger. That's what I care about. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it was a heck of a day on Friday doing all this. Now, yesterday, I basically had a much more relaxed day. Yes, I still had to go out and do errands and the like, which I did. But for the most part, I stayed at home with my wife and we just relaxed together. We got to watch a bunch of YouTube videos. We listened to some music. We did a whole bunch of stuff. We had some good food. We had sushi. We ordered sushi, which was really good. Just basically, it was a nice time to do the opposite of what we did Friday. Because Friday was stressful, work all day, building this damn thing. Saturday was a nice relaxation day. And I really enjoyed just relaxing with my wife and having a good one. I'll be honest. I do wish that we got to go out and do stuff, but there was no way we were going out after the day we had on Friday. I was so sore, I could barely move. I'm like, nah, there's no way we could do anything, you know. I did have to go grocery shopping, but that was about it. So yeah, and that was my 2 days off. The only other thing, and this is going to head into the next topic for discussion, which it won't be, I promise you this will not be a long topic, but I got to bring it.